After we cut out Daniel's retakes, we should be about 2 minutes long, I think. It should be all right.
Yeah, well, aren't you? I thought...
So that's...
What? Like, because... Sorry, I have to do it again. Cut, yeah.
Need to cut that out.
Yeah, okay, cut that out. Hello and welcome to another installation of TechTalk. Yes, we are somewhere very special. We're just going to say hello to everybody. Hello, everyone. Yes, we are at our South Australian seminar here at BR Construction Supplies. Awesome, guys. We've got about 40 to 45 people here. So exciting. Kurt, everyone, how is everyone?
Good.
Well.
Am I supposed to... Yeah?
Oh, where's Josh?
It was Adelaide seminar.
I think I saw him outside your truck there.
Yeah, he's over there. So Josh is up there. This guy in the red over there.
Oh, we've got some big shoes to fill. Mikey, what's the topic?
Today's all about Today's all about attention, guys. Paying attention, understanding your tooling and things like that. So just paying attention, knowing what's happening and that sort of gear there. So it's a bit of a broad intro there, but I'll let you guys take it away and fill us in a bit more at what we should be paying attention for.
Nice one.
Come on, Mike. What are we paying attention to? As operators, we're paying attention to what the floor is doing and what is happening behind the machine. So when we're looking at tooling and profiles and textures and all that as a whole, us as operators, we are monitoring that behind the machine every day. The floor is going to tell us what we're doing. Are we being productive or are we being inefficient or is everything going wrong? So we're looking at a lot of things because essentially what we want in the process of polishing concrete is we need that profile and we need texture for that tool to stay open to perform. So at the profile behind the machine, and we are not seeing those type of things, well, we know as operators that something is going wrong and we need to eliminate what those steps are that are creating a wrong floor behind the machine. So it could be a number of things. It could be the operator. It could be speeds. If we're polishing, we're probably looking at how much densifier we have in front of the machine. Are we running through it too quick? Are we running through it too wet? All these things are all going to be telling us what's happening behind the machine. So as operators, understanding what the floor is telling us to do, we are reading it and that's going to determine how we are going to move forward. So that's, from an operator's point of view, to answer that question, Mike, that's kind of my thoughts on it. And Milan, welcome in on these talks now, man. And I know you've got a lot of meters up your belt, like myself. So it'd be great to hear an opinion from yourself down there in New South Wales.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, depends where you are in Australia, Kurt.
I could be anywhere.
It all depends. You could be anywhere, as we found out.
Beautiful weather there in New
Roadshow.
South Wales, mate. Isn't it meant to be raining in Melbourne?
Well, I was at the seminar last week, so I brought the weather with me. So you guys are welcome down there for the sunny weather. Yeah, back of what Kurt was saying, you know, as operators, we need to really pay attention to what's coming out of that machine and we need to adjust the environment in front of the machine based on what's coming out. So every floor is going to be different to the last floor. Every concrete slab is different, as we know. So it's imperative that we keep attention to detail high to know what we're getting out of it, and we're going to get the best production by keeping our eyes on that floor.
Kurt, coming back to what you said, basically, I think also you're talking about some of these particular things we're looking for, like a particular scratch pattern, or have you got enough or too much densifier down? You know, let's go a little bit back to diamond tooling side of things. When we creating a lot of heat and we getting a lot of stress on our tooling. So, Kurt, from your experience, like for example, would you ever run a half set? Or, you know, would you ever run full sets? What would you do to adjust correctly? Because I've seen it all over the last 2.5 years working for Works, where tooling gets put through different scenarios where just a lot of heat is created and you can see on the edge of the tool, it's almost the metal is giving away on the edge of the actual diamond tooling. That's
just a combination of all things, and it does bring back to what I was saying. You will notice a performance drop in your tooling when the recipe is not right. So if you're starting out your grind for the day and you're running full pace and you're getting a lot of production and you find out after 20 minutes and everything starts to change, well, you are generating too much heat under that machine on that tooling, which is going to affect the wear rate and blunt those diamond tools up, which is going to stop cutting. Then we need to start thinking about introducing some things in there. If it is a slab and if it is a piece of concrete that's going to need some extra things in front of it, like cut sick, get some water in the floor. And I mean in the floor, not on top of the floor, not wet grinding. But then we're going to start to assess, well, what's going wrong with that? Do I have the right tool on? Am I starting to polish concrete now with a half set? We've got to ask ourselves, why are we trying to do that? Are we trying to do that to get a lot of stone up with using a half set? Probably not the best way to do it when we're talking with the Huskies and the HTC machines, because essentially when we're going to half set on, and we've talked about weight distribution on the tooling and the machines before, that having a half set of tooling on can generate a lot more heat because it has a lot more down pressure than what would have with a full set of diamonds to disperse that heat.
Just coming back to the heat thing. So let's say when we have run a half set of diamonds, or we're putting too much stress on our diamonds, what kind of issues will we be seeing on the floor?
Probably one of the big indicators, you'll see black marks. You'll see metal smears on the floor. That's an indication that your diamond's gone. If we're starting to see a really smooth profile behind the machine at a 30 or a 50 cut, and I mean smooth, like shiny.
Reflection or gloss starting to build up because there's no profile.
Exactly.
Just gone blunt. So it's shining up that concrete, which is what we don't want when using metal bonds.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, when we're talking half sets, and we're talking prep grinding, and we're running through materials, cementitious materials, epoxies, all that type of stuff. A half set's great for that, but it does have that product in front to keep that tooling alive to be able to move through it quicker. If we're talking polishing, that's not the place where we want to be in.
So does that also mean, let's say you're creating a lot of heat, your forward speed needs to be faster as well? Or is that just you have to adjust the conditions more than anything?
Well, obviously, the more time you spend in the one area, the more heat you're going to generate, yeah? So if we're going really slow, that means that our tool's probably not performing. We're generating too much heat. So obviously, like we always preach, that we want to get through that material as quick as possible. And in order to do that, our whole setup, finely tuned in. And that's what we're doing as operators and as business owners, giving our tooling to our guys. We are assessing how their performance is on day to day. The operator is assessing their performance. Getting through that material and exposing that stone in the first pass is key.
Yeah, really important to adjust your tooling based on the environment and what you're seeing back of that machine, as you keep mentioning. I've seen contractors out there using a full set of doubles, and then it might not be cutting as well. So they, instead of putting a full set of singles and still getting that flat floor, they're just doing a half set, and by the end of it, we've got a nice and wavy floor, and we don't want that. So we're just having to adjust our tooling to still give us that production rate, but also our flat floors that we're looking for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's quite a good one, Mark. I like that.
Well, the other thing is, like what we talked about, Kurt, we had a bit of a chat last night. Obviously, we had day one at seminar here in SA. We had a bit of a conversation with yourself and Josh. We're talking about, and correct me if I'm wrong, you don't send someone without water into the outback, right? That's just basically pushing shit uphill.
Yeah.
So basically, you don't send someone into the desert without any water. So it's the same. You don't go on a job with being prepped and ready with the right tooling and able to adjust what's going to be put in front of you.
Yeah.
I think this is another good example of where doing samples for your clients will come in. Because if you go into these jobs without a full set of arsenal in your toolbox, you go into that job unprepared. So you're going to get mixed results, and there'll be, whether it's the client or the operator, they'll be disappointed by the result, whether it's taking too long or whether the end result is not satisfactory to the client and to the operator. So samples are really great for this, but you need to have a wide range of tooling in your toolbox to be able to tackle these scenarios. Absolutely.
100%.
And if you got issues on site, you call your supplier, you call Rock Up, you call Mike, you call Milan, Josh, myself. We're going to help you guys. If you have any questions, any issues, call us straight away.
Where is Josh? Was Josh coming in? Or
I know.
This again when
hey, who is this guy?
Let's be nice to him. It was his birthday yesterday, so let's give him a happy birthday because I didn't see him yesterday.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, that was a really great topic, boys. That's awesome. That's really good stuff.
I reckon if we just stay here and chat for another 5 minutes, we might Josh might really take a little bit more load off me. You know, get that machine going. I might drag it out for a bit, maybe.
Let's make him sweat for a bit.
Let's just stand here.
Yeah, it's a really good crowd, Milan. Actually, there's some really great boys. You know, people have come from Wollongong to South Australia. They've come from Darwin, Alice Springs. They're coming from everywhere. So it's really great to see. We've got some really great talent here in South Australia. A lot of guys are hands-on, wanting to learn, and we had a really difficult slab, and we'll probably talk about that next week. It's probably a good one to have a talk about next week, if you think, Kurt. So yeah.
Did you use a half set, Kurt?
No. If we put it on Milan, if we put the half, we would have been in China right now.
Yep. No, it's been awesome. Really good.
That's good stuff.
Good stuff.
I miss you all. Let's say that. I miss you all.
Right, so what's that?
I'm excited for the ACT.
Is that a type of bird?
Yeah, well, for those who don't know, Milan and I will be up in Canberra all of next week, seeing a lot of you legends out there. So can't wait to hang again, Milan, and hit the road.
Look out for the van.
The boys in the van. The boys in red. The boys in red.
Boys in red.
All right, boys. You have all a great weekend. Great to see your beautiful, gorgeous, incredible faces. Love you lots. Mwah.
Cheers, guys.